Minister, the floor is yours.
Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure and honor for me to be here and to address to such esteemed audience. Using this opportunity and on behalf of my delegation, I would like to welcome all participants of this session and wish them constructive and productive discussions. Allow me also send my greetings to Ambassador Martelli in his capacity of the President of United Nations Human Rights Council. With your permission, dear colleagues, let me briefly inform you about the recent developments in my country aimed at further strengthening the protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms, democracy and rule of law. A new strategy of financing NGOs envisages facilitation of activities of civil society through improvement of national donor system laid down in the decree of the President of Azerbaijan on the application of the principles of the single window in the procedure of issuing of grants by foreign donors on the territory of Azerbaijan. In accordance with this decree, which entered into force in January this year, the Cabinet of Ministers approved 2 decisions on its implementation. Furthermore, on February this year, Head of State also signed a decree on improvement of operational of penitentiary service, humanization of the penal policies, and extension of application of alternative sanctions and non-custodial procedural measures of restraint. The purpose of this document is to improve the functioning and technical basis of penitentiary facilities and to enhance anti-corruption atmosphere in the penitentiary service. In this regard, the probation service under the Ministry of Justice is going to be established. Also, certain steps have been taken by the government in line with Azerbaijani participation in extractive industry transparency initiative and open government partnership. These measures have included, inter alia, the adoption of National Action Plan on open government promotion for next 2 years, modification to relevant legislation, establishment of open government civil society platform consisting mostly of NGOs and several state authorities. Dear delegates, Azerbaijan is very much interested in continuing and enhanced interaction with the Human Rights Council and the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. Close cooperation has been pursued also with the UN treaty bodies by regularly submitting reports on measures taken to implement the rights and freedoms stipulated in international instruments. The UN Special Procedures Mandate holders continue visiting Azerbaijan in the context of standing invitation of the government of Azerbaijan, which can be viewed as an example of willingness of my country to constructive cooperation with the UN mechanisms. The UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights defenders visited Azerbaijan last September, and his report is going to be presented to this session. In this regard, I would like to underline that all requested meetings of the Special Rapporteur with the authorities were organized. Necessary conditions for the Special Rapporteur to meet upon his request with the persons in detention were created. However, The report of the Special Rapporteur on his mission unfortunately failed to reflect the spirit of cooperation between Azerbaijan and the United Nations human rights mechanisms. We regret that positive developments in the country were not taken into consideration, and this creates a wrong impression on the real situation on the ground. We consider this report as unbalanced and one-sided. The comments of Azerbaijani side to the report have been presented to the Special Rapporteur, and we expect that these comments will be attached as the addendum to his report. Ladies and gentlemen, despite international efforts, we still observe enormous challenge to full protection of human rights and human dignity. Violation of norms and principles of international law, the ongoing armed conflicts and terrorism, accompanied by mass-scale violations of human rights and human losses, continue to hamper peace, stability, security worldwide. Unfortunately, this is the case for our region as well. The continuing armed conflict in and around the Nagorno-Karabakh region of Azerbaijan, caused by military aggression of Armenia against Azerbaijan and based on territorial claims, has resulted in the occupation of almost 20% of the internationally recognized territory of Azerbaijan. By violating basic conventional human rights, Armenia carried out policy of ethnic cleansing against Azerbaijanis living in the occupied territories of Azerbaijan and in Armenia itself, who became refugees and IDPs. As a result of these atrocities, refugees and IDPs have been deprived of their fundamental right to live at their native lands. Today, Azerbaijan hosts, in per capita terms, one of the highest numbers of refugees and IDPs in the world, about 1.2 million. With profound sorrow, 2 days ago, the people of Azerbaijan commemorated the 25th anniversary of Khojaly genocide. In February 1992, unprecedented massacre was committed against the Azerbaijani population in the town Khojaly, situated in the Nagorno-Karabakh region of Azerbaijan. As a result of this tragedy, more than 600 civilians were killed, including 106 women, 63 children, and 70 elderly people. More than 1,200 inhabitants were taken hostages, while the fate of 150 persons remains unknown to this day. Unfortunately, those who have committed these atrocities have not yet been brought to justice. In view of the above mentioned, we call on the UN Human Rights Council, its special mechanisms, and the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights to play an increased role in restoration of the violated human rights of Azerbaijani IDPs and refugees, as reflected in the UN Security Council and General Assembly resolutions on this conflict. In conclusion, I would like once again to reiterate that Azerbaijan is very much interested in continuing an enhanced dialogue and interaction with the UN human rights mechanisms on the basis of mutual respect and understanding, constructive dialogue, balanced and objective assessments. We expect that these mechanisms will pay the similar attitude, free of double standards. Thank you for your attention.